Hi guys. Uh, this is a new week. These are the pairs that I'm going to be looking at this week. Euro GDP. Euro GDP on the monthly time frame, as I normally do. I come and see what the price is doing. If you see what the price is doing, this is a massive consolidation. But however, I like to trade the pair because it's nice and you can easily take advantage of the move because you can easily get a day trading opportunities here. So this, if you look at it, this is like a head, this is like a big left shoulder, and this is looking like a big right shoulder as well. That is on the monthly time frame. However, this is not what we are trading because this has already passed. So the next thing we're going to be looking at is what is happening in the immediate price action as of the moment. So I come to this area, the immediate price action. I look at what price is doing. However, this whole stuff here is consolidative. So I look at this is looking like a head, this is looking like a left shoulder, and this is looking like potentially is going to form a right shoulder around this region. But this neckline around, I was expecting the market is going to push up from this neckline around this region, but it looks like the market has already broken that neckline on the monthly time frame as of the moment. So since this, because there's a principle of price action that states that market move from zone to zone. So this zone already has been not yet been broken because the monthly candle has not closed yet on the monthly time frame, but on the weekly time frame it has closed already. So let's wait for what the monthly candle is going to do. As of this week, as of the end of this January. But however, we can take advantage of a little scalping opportunity on this pair. So if we come back to our weekly time frame is looking bearish actually on the weekly time frame. If you look at what price is doing carefully, you're going to see that price has given a correction here. We have a push, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a around this region is kind of consolidative to the upside. That's how we have a bearish momentum. However, I drew my trend line around this region for a retest. If you look at it properly, I was like waiting for price to come back to retest this region around this area. If you look at the counter trend line around this area, and if you look at the support, the counter trend line is matching with the support, which is nice. I'm looking for a retest around this area to form a proper shoulder region around this area to complete this shoulder region around this area. Then if it retests around this area, then we have a drop to the downside. So that's what I'm looking at on the weekly time frame. Then we'll come back to our daily time frame. What is the daily time frame saying? We took advantage of this move towards the downside when we saw this push, then we took advantage of this move. However, we close our trade around this region because there's a major resistance that is now looking like a support as of the moment. Then look at the counter trend line. The counter trend line has been broken. Then we have a retest and we have a continuation to the downside. However, this is what I'm looking at as of the moment on Euro GDP because there is this consolidative pattern around this region, which is presently forming 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks of consolidation as of the moment. So if you look at the previous correction, it's looking the same. If you look at this correction, it's looking the same as of the moment. So I'm expecting a push maybe to touch the counter trend line around this region for a continuation to the downside. So Euro GDP, I'm still looking at a sell. I'm looking for a push because this consolidation, therefore, is going to give a push towards this region. I'm presently in this trade. I took this buy region for a very little position. However, it's not correct to be taking a trade around this region because this is a major zone. This is a major resistance. So I'll be waiting for a push up towards this side to test the retouch of the counter trend line for a continuation to the downside. That is what I'm looking at as of the moment on Euro GDP. However, this major zone can easily push the market downward because this is a major zone, and this area is the area that the market needs to come and test. This major zone, if the market reject around this major zone and continue going down, I'm not going to be surprised at all, because this is a major zone and it can easily push the market downwards. However, from the principle of price action, I'm expecting the market to come back to test this region for a continuation to the downside. The next pair that I'm going to be looking at is BTC. BTC, as you all know, I go on the monthly time frame. What is the monthly candle doing? What is the monthly time frame saying? Look at what I was looking at BTC. This is looking like a third touch of the trend line. If you see, there's a push towards the downside. There's a move to the upside. This is a correction. This is a push. This is a correction. This is a push. This is a correction. This is a push. So this is looking bearish as of the moment on the monthly time frame. But if you look critically, you're going to see that this is the third touch of the trend line. If you draw your counter trend line around this region, you're going to be seeing that the price is presently touching the third touch of the trend line. Let's draw it and see from this place to this place. You're going to see that price is presently touching the third touch of the trend line. So this is what I'm looking at as of the moment. Presently, the monthly candle is looking bullish. As of last month, it's looking indecision. So we'll come back to our weekly time frame. What am I looking at on the weekly time frame is what price is doing as of the moment. We have the push, we have the correction, we have the push, we have the correction, we have the push. This is giving a weekly double top on the weekly time frame. And if you know the laws of price action, double top on the weekly time frame normally plays out, and we have a correction to the downside. However, I was looking for a push towards the upside because this drop is too impulsive. That is why I was looking for price to come back and test this region around this area. But price has not yet given a correction yet towards that region. However, if you check on the daily time frame, what the daily time frame is doing, you're going to see that price is presently testing this region as of the moment. If you see, drawing my Fibonacci from swing high to swing lows, you're going to see prices presently touching this region around this area, the 6.18 region and the 0.5 region, maybe for a continuation to the downside. So if you see, this price action is looking corrective. It's not looking impulsive. It's looking corrective as of the moment. So if you see, this is looking like an X to E wave pattern. We have X to A to B to C to D, and maybe this is going to, I took a trade around this area as of last week, which I took a little loss when I saw this daily bullish engulfing candlestick pattern around this region, because price is presently consolidative around this region. Because if you see on the daily time frame, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push. This is looking like a continuation to the upside. However, this area is a region that has pushed the market downward. So what am I going to be looking for BTC as of the moment? I will be waiting what price is going to do around this region, because this is supposed to retest this area for a continuation to the upside for a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. But price is presently pushing downward. So if I see a break of this region, a break of the counter trend line around this region, then I'm going to place this trade for a sell for a continuation to the downside, because this price is looking corrective. It's looking bearish as of the moment. To me, it's looking bearish. So I'm looking for BTC to break this counter trend line for a retest for a continuation to the downside to test this low. Then the next pair that I'm going to be looking at is EURUSD. EURUSD on the monthly time frame. I was about to take a trade on EURUSD before I came on Monday morning. We already had a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. So let's come and see what the price is doing on the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, we're looking at triple bottom around this region that pushed its market to the upside. Then we have a double top around this area that pushed this market to the downside. However, as you all know, I was looking for this one as a head, this as a left shoulder, and this is going to be a right shoulder. This market pushed up significantly And I was expecting for a retest of the neckline because from what I've seen from my experience so far, you're going to understand that when price push up significantly like this, the price does not always come back to test the shoulder region. It just tests the neckline region. So as of the moment, the price is looking consolidative around this region. We have multiple rejection around this region. Last week, I was telling you that price might easily reject around this region because it's this level that pushed this market down, is this level that pushed this market down, and this level currently is presently holding the market as of the moment. Although the monthly time frame is not closed yet, then we'll come back to the weekly time frame. What is price doing on the weekly time frame? The weekly time frame is looking like a triple top as of the moment, triple top or whatever you want to call it is okay. But as of the moment, it's looking like like really consolidative for a drop to the downside. So, however, we have a bullish. I was expecting to take the sell, the buy around this region, but before I came, it did not even touch. It did not touch. Maybe it's touching the candle close region. It's presently touching the candle close region. So I'm going to push my support around the candle close region. Around this region, I'll push my resistance around this region because price is currently testing that region. So I'm going to adjust my counter trend line. So I was expecting to take a buy because I know that price is going to retest around this region. If you see there's a counter trend line that matches to this support around this area, because from the principle of price action, you're going to know the nature of how the price has reacted in the past. So if you look, let me give you a little insight on how to understand Euro USD. If you look at the way the market pushed down, there is a correction. If you look at the way the market pushed down to this region, there's a significant correction before the continuation to the downside. So this market, however, is a double top around this region, which I understand. But if you look at this drop, it's looking too impulsive. This consolidation I was expecting, which I did place an order, but this market failed to tag me in around this region for continuation to the downside, which I understand sometimes it happens in the market. But this was not looking like a nice correction for continuation to the downside. I was expecting a bigger correction. If you look at this drop, there is a significant correction that pushed the market downwards. It's not impulsive like this. I'm expecting a significant push to the upside for something like this for a continuation to the downside. This is too impulsive to continue going downwards. That's not the way price works. That's not the way Euro USD works. So I'm expecting a push back to this region for a continuation to the downside. So if I check and I see a good price action around this area, then maybe I might take the trade to this region. It's nice to take the trade to this region. It's going to give a nice bullish pattern to this region for a continuation to the downside. However, my trade is still my pending order is still placed around this region for a continuation to the downside. However, overall Euro USD is bearish, it's not bullish, but we are going to have a push towards the upside. Then let's look at what DXY is doing. DXY is Euro USD inverted. I'm going to be using DXY to ascertain what Euro USD is doing. So on DXY, I'll go to a monthly time frame. What is the monthly time frame doing? On DXY, if you look, there is a push. There's a correction, there's a push, there's a correction, there's a push, and this correction is looking like it's going to push towards the upside. And if you check properly around this region, you're going to see before this push, there is a correction. Before this push around this region, there is a significant correction around this region. So maybe this is actually doing what this one is doing and this one is doing as well. So, and we also have a counter trend line around this region that's the market is presently testing. However, I'm looking at what price is doing as of the moment. If you check presently, we have a double top around this region that is pushing the market downwards. If you check on the weekly time frame, you're going to see what I'm saying clearly. On the weekly time frame, it's like this. head, left shoulder, right shoulder region is holding as of the moment. So if you look at it very carefully, you're going to see that this is a head, this is a left shoulder, this is looking like this right shoulder has held. So, however, I was careful previously because if you check this region, there is a double top around this region that pushed the market downward. So I like to take a trade when this region is higher than this one, then a correction for a continuation to the upside. However, this one is holding as of the moment. So presently we have a bearish, looking red as of the moment, the weekly time frame. So if you come back to your daily time frame, you're going to see what I'm talking about. If you see on the daily time frame, this price is looking just like Euro USD. DXY is doing the same as Euro USD. If you see, this is looking too impulsive. This is looking too impulsive. It's not looking correction. It's not looking like this. It's not looking like this. I'm expecting a correction towards this region again. Like this is looking like I want this market to correct again towards this region for a continuation to the upside. So DXY is doing the same thing as Euro USD. I like that DXY is in sync with Euro USD. So the next pair that I'm going to be looking at is GBPJPY. GBPJPY, this is what I'm looking at on the monthly time frame on GBPJPY. On monthly time frame is looking, overall is looking bullish. As of the moment, we have this triple bottom that pushed the market up. We have this correction. We have a push. We have a correction. As of the moment, we have a push. However, supply region around this area is what brought the market downward. So price has currently tested that supply region, which I was expecting the price to do. But if you come back to the weekly time frame, you're going to see that price is not really correct as of the moment because we had a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, and this is looking like a significant push towards the upside. So this is what I'm expecting on GBPJPY. GBPJPY, I'm expecting price to give a double top around this area for continuation to the downside, or price is going to consolidate around this region for a continuation to the downside. I want a nice correction. I want a good correction because this move, I think, needs a significant correction like this for a continuation to the upside if price is going to continue going up. However, if you know this trend line, this trend line is a supply region around the monthly time frame, which price has currently tested. So I'm looking for a significant correction around this area. If I see a significant correction around this area on the daily time frame, then I'm going to be looking for price to sell towards the downside, either a double top or a consolidation around this area for a continuation to the downside. That's what I'm looking at for the XY as of the moment. Then the next pair that I'm going to be checking is Brent oil, which I'm presently in as of the moment. Brent oil, on the monthly time frame, this is what I'm looking at on Brent oil. I'll come and see what price is doing. Price has given a double bottom around this area. If you see a push, a correction, a push, a correction, this market from this area brought the market downwards. So this correction around this region that brought the market downwards. So however, we are looking at a double bottom around this region. The monthly candle is not yet closed as of the moment because this is not yet a strong base because for this region to be a strong base, I will need this January candle to close bullish. So if this January candle close bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, then Brent oil is going to be good for a buy. So when we come back to the weekly time frame, however, the weekly time frame is looking consolidative as of the moment. We have a bottom here, we have a bottom here. So basically, this is a triple bottom that I'm looking at on Brent oil. So this is looking corrective. This is looking corrective. If you check this push is looking corrective. Everything is looking corrective, like it wants to go up on the weekly time frame. So we took a trade around this area that pushed towards the downside, which is a loss around this region if you expect. So I was like telling to myself that, oh, let the monthly candle close before I'm going to take a trade for a buy. However, I'm presently in Brent oil as of the moment because I like the move. I like what I see. The the weekly candle last week closed bullish, which the market failed to tag me in for this move towards the upside. And last week also closed bullish. So I'm expecting price to come and retest around this region, then let's see what price is going to do. So on the weekly time frame, on the daily time frame, this is what I'm looking at. I'm presently in this buy trade around this region. My stop loss is in this area. So presently it's looking corrective. I like what I'm seeing as of the moment. Let's see what price is going to do. I'm presently in this trade around my entry region. Price is presently around my entry region, so I'm going to be waiting for a further push towards the upside. This is looking like it's forming a base around this area. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 daily candle has closed around this area. So this is looking like it's forming a base for a continuation to the upside. So the next pair that I'm going to be looking at is AUD New Zealand. AUD New Zealand on the monthly time frame is looking bullish. As of the moment, we have a consolidation that broke significantly towards the upside. So we had this top around this region that is currently bearish as of the moment. Then we had a weekly candle that has closed last week closed bearish, and presently the market is presently pushing downwards. So I did not take this trade yet because this can easily be a correction for a continuation to the upside. However, this is looking like a double top because this is not a significant break towards the upside. This is looking like a double top, although higher high, but it's not really that important as of the moment. Let's see what price is going to do. Then we have a correction, we have push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction, we have a push, we have a correction. Could this be another correction or could this be a double top? Let's see what the market is going to do. Then on the weekly time frame, if you see that I drew this area, this region around this area, we have a significant push toward the upside. Then we're going to see what price is going to do. If this is going to be a double top around this region, then we're going to have a break. If you break this area, then it's going to continue downwards. And if it's not going to break, then we're going to be looking like a consolidative around this region. If you see this consolidation, it's looking like this as well. It can be a continuation to the upside. So that's why I'm not placing a trade as of the moment, because this consolidation can be like this consolidation for a continuation to the upside. So that's why I drew a region around this area. If I see a bounce, then maybe we might be looking to test this region then before we're going to see what is going to happen in the market. However, if I use my Fibonacci and draw around this area, you're going to see that price is coming to test the 6.18 Fibonacci, which is presently as of the moment. Price is currently testing it as of the moment. Then this area is what is going to determine if we're going to be looking for continuation to the downside or for a push to the upside. I think that's the end of my analysis for the week. Then let's see how price is going to play out, and let's see what price is going to do